So when it comes to dealing with a dramatic person, let's talk about scheduling, because I feel like that's a pretty good way for me to explain how to deal with them across the board in all areas, right? Not just in scheduling, but also like how many times do you let them do solos, or if they're not talented enough to do what they're asking for, how do you navigate that? That can be a very tricky thing, and you might need to involve more leadership in those types of conversations. But let's talk about scheduling, because that seems to be a pretty common one. When it comes to scheduling, systems are your friends. Okay. If you are just on a week by week basis, guessing at who is available and then scheduling people, what might happen is that just based on people's availability, if you don't like working with the dramatic person, you will not schedule them as often. And do you know what a dramatic person will notice? When they're not scheduled as often as other people. Okay. Now, I had this happen with me, and it was not intentional in any way. And what happened was I was using a system that used an automatic scheduling feature in order to schedule everyone at one time. My dramatic person had a busy calendar, and whenever they couldn't come on a particular week, instead of bumping someone else in order to put them in, I would just fill it in with somebody who is available. And so it turned out that there were like multiple months where this person didn't get scheduled. It wasn't my intention to not schedule them. I just happened to pick the worst weeks for that person to ask them to sing. So they came to me saying, well, why am I not getting scheduled a lot? Well, I could then point at my system and say, well, this is kind of how I've been scheduling things, and saying, like, this has not been intentional at all. I actually do enjoy working with you. I want to see you on the stage more. This is just how often you are planned to sing. And I had to even adjust. I recognized that it was starting to get unfair for that person. And so I adjusted my strategy around scheduling, not to just fill in with who's available, but actually to start asking people before I scheduled what their availability was and what weeks they could potentially sing or play. And it was a little bit more work on my end, but it actually did balance the rest of the team out as far as scheduling, and it saved me a lot of time. Now, if you want more scheduling tips, I have a course on Planning Center and scheduling people and songs that can really be helpful. That's something that I've developed over the course of the last 10 years, and it really does work. And it helps balance out your people, especially like over the summer if people are out of town, or if people get busy around holidays and stuff. Using that system can really, really help you to make sure your scheduling is right.